Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. So, obviously, the MagicX 040 actually showed up. Ended up picking it up Friday after I got off work. Now, that gave me the opportunity to use this thing as much as possible over the weekend. And this is the only handheld I used all weekend. I didn't touch anything else, didn't use anything else. This is all I used. That way I can give you my honest opinion. Now, if you know my history on this channel, this is a company that I have never been nice to. I've been against them from jump. Okay, and it's all the shady bullshit they did, and they never took responsibility really for anything. They always just blamed something else, and you know, you guys already know my take on it. I feel like it just means that they never really tested their own stuff. So, I mean, if you go back, they lied to us about, you know, what chip was in one, saying it was this until it came out. People opened it, looked at it, and was like, you clearly lied to us. I mean, there was other shit. I don't really feel like diving into it. That wasn't the only thing. I think that was the last thing they did. So it more or less made me never want to buy anything from them. But I do like that uniqueness. I like handhelds designed with a purpose. And this has a clear purpose. This is obviously aimed at DS and arcade, like shoot 'em up. This is aimed at that. And I think more companies should do this. I really do. You know, we had the Slide come out not long ago, and it just wasn't what, personally, I wanted it to be. And if you look around online, it's a lot of people didn't want it to be what it is. All right, and it's wildly uncomfortable. So let's jump into this. The box it comes in, actually not bad. No, it's presented pretty damn well. It's kind of a pain in the ass to open, but on the inside, of course, it was normally in a bag with this in the bag, and then you get your cable. So good outer design. Inside's what typical bullshit that you get. So moving on, because I really don't care about boxes or unboxing, and you guys know that. So now we get to the actual handheld itself. Let me start off by saying this is like gaming on a drink coaster. Okay? It feels like this should be sitting on my coffee table, and I should be putting drinks on it. Okay, there's no ergonomics to be had at all. It almost looks like they designed it for this kind of player, that rest your pinkies under there. But this is too far spread, and it makes you kind of fold your fingers in, making it uncomfortable. So as you hold it, you really have to get used to your positioning here and find a comfortable way. Now, I found that if I force myself to just relax and hold it like this, after a minute or so, it becomes natural, and it's not that bad. Now, given the fact that it has no ergonomics, I figured it's going to be like every other handheld that I've used, where 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and I'm done. And my hands will cramp up, whatever, fingers start to hurt. I can't play on it no more. That has not been the case with this at all. And it's because it's lightweight. There's nothing here. This thing is really light. I mean, you could tell it's all there. It's all, it doesn't feel really hollow. The plastic's not the highest quality plastic you're going to get at all. I will say that. And I'm also going to say the buttons are weird. The face buttons, they got this glossy kind of texture on the very top, but then they feel rubbery on the sides, and when you move them, they feel really rubbery. It's like taking a brand new pencil and putting your finger on the eraser and moving it left and right. It feels like that. Exactly like that. And it's the same over here with this, with the stick. It's really smooth. The top is really soft and smooth. And your hand almost slides off of it, or your finger almost slides off of it. But you get used to it. It's not bad. And the D-pad's a little smaller than I thought it would be. But you know what? It hasn't caused a problem. It's not the greatest D-pad. It damn sure is not the worst D-pad I've used. It's middle of the road. You're not going to love it, but you're not really going to complain about it either. So, and I will say placement is fine. Placement's fine for everything. Your hands naturally rest where they should be with the design of this handheld. I mean, I naturally rest here. So, inline shoulder buttons, that's always kind of something you got to deal with. But you're playing DS and arcade games on it, those shoulder buttons don't come into play that often, or at least L2, R2. You don't really need them for that much. So it's not too bothersome because these kind of wrap around to the side. So they're not that difficult to press while you're playing a game. And then, of course, you get your home or menu button, back button right there. Start, select. Nothing on the bottom. On this side, you get your SD cards and power button. I got the basic one, the 64 gig model. Doesn't have a second SD card. Everything's on the internal. Now, I did say I upped my collection of games in preparation for the arrival of this handheld. That was a wasted effort. This came with 1,400 DS games on it, man. And, okay. I'm all right with that. I'm now at the point that that's too many, and I kind of want to cut it down to just what I'm going to play. Because I'm not going to play like every version of Nintendogs that they put on here. That's ridiculous. On the top, you got your 3.5 on the go port, charging port, and then on this side you have your volume button. The first real downside I've noticed about this handheld is the startup. The startup can take a while. And I mean, you could just, yeah. The light's not too bothersome. You know, they got it. They got the thing over. I can't think of the name to diffuse or whatever. So that's never bothered me. The sound quality, as you'll find out, is okay. It's not the best, but I mean, it's fine. I kind of want to crack it open because it almost feels like there's just one speaker and it's being channeled in both directions. All right, startup is finished. So, being this is the Dawn launcher, my first experience with the Dawn launcher, I don't hate it because it's Daigisho to me. You got your app section, settings, and then you go right to your platforms. And this is exactly how you get it when you buy it. So everything you see on here, everything you see me do, this is what you'll get for the $75 model. I have not added anything to it. I've not taken away anything from it. But it shows up like this with just these two systems, arcade and DS, which completely understandable because that's what's going to look good on here. Now it came loaded up with 504 arcade and yep, 1,400 DS. So one good thing is it being more or less a phone, screen, Android, you know what I mean. To mess with the brightness, all you got to do is swipe down. And I will say that's kind of nice. Once in a while, I got so many handhelds, I jump through them. Sometimes I'll pull out a handheld and I'll sit there and it'll take me like 10 minutes to remember the damn button combination to lower the brightness while I'm in a game. It kind of pisses me off. Being able to do that is really nice. Okay? And of course you have Bluetooth and all that. I haven't tested Bluetooth. I hardly ever test that on any handheld because I just use them as is. Let's talk about the battery. I used the hell out of this. Okay, all weekend. I pulled it out, used it, played it for hours on end. I never once had a battery problem. Last night, I charged it to 100%. I ran probably an hour, 45 minutes to 2 hours of Chrono Trigger. You know, brightness, I would say 80% or above. And in 2 hours, let's just say 2 hours for the sake of argument, battery went down 6%. 5 to 6% in that ballpark. So if that tells you anything, you're going to get a lot of battery life out of this, especially if you stick to DS games or arcade games. They're not very demanding, and the A133 is more than enough for it. So you got plenty of power. Battery's going to last forever. The battery, I mean, that really impressed me. The battery, it got me. After about 2 hours, I swiped down, expecting to see like 60%, 70% on a good day. And it was still at like 94, 95%. Incredible. All right. So far, MagicX, this has been a winner for me. Okay? Not everything about it has been good. And you're probably never going to find a handheld that checks every single box. You're not going to find a handheld that does absolutely everything you want it to do and is in the layout you want, with the screen you want, and it covers all your bases and has good batteries. It's just not going to happen. So while you're in this hobby, here's what you need to focus on. Finding a handheld that checks as many of those boxes as possible, because you're not going to find the perfect one. All right? This one doesn't necessarily check so many boxes for me that it's going to be, one of my top 3 handhelds I use. It won't ever be that. But for what it is, and in the weekend I've used it, ergonomics, buttons, battery life, performance, they have this handheld priced correctly. It rings true. $75, $80 handheld, without a doubt. It is worth that much. It's right in that impulse buy range for a lot of people. So, yeah, if you're a DS fan and you want something like this that realistically is pocketable, but I don't care about pocketability because I'm not throwing a $100 handheld in my pocket. I'm not going to fuck the screen up like that. I'm not going to rip up the sticks or the buttons from being in my pocket. It's going to go in a case. It's going to go somewhere in a bag. It's going to be protected. But it is pocketable. To me, pocketability is in a pinch. If I'm standing in the kitchen, like cooking something and for the family, and I'm waiting and I'm gaming, and then my youngest walks up to me and says, "Hey, come here, do this," or "Come here, help me with this," I can grab it, throw it in a pocket for 5 minutes and help him with something, then pull it back out and continue. Now, being it runs Android while you're playing a game, you can tap the power button and put this thing to sleep, just like a phone, then hit the power button and come right back. I do like the fact that it resumes your game when you go in. It uses drastic, which I don't mind drastic. A lot of people, it really depends. I've seen a lot of people try to get melon working on here. Drastic's just fine. You don't have to waste your time with melon. I mean, unless you like to tinker, drastic works fine. You will have to go in and adjust some settings, because when I turned mine on, they had every setting on. So, like, the top of the screen was just bombarded with, like, FPS and all this other bullshit. I had to go through and turn all that off. All right? So, while we're doing this, let's jump into what I've been doing. We're going to go down to Chrono Trigger. There it is. And for personal reasons, I'm going to set it aside because it's going to auto-launch my game. And I'm racing my wife on Chrono Trigger. We're trying to see who can complete it first. And I don't want her to watch this video and see where I'm at. So I'm going to move it off screen. It's loading drastic right now, and I do have my comparison handhelds ready. I will do this, though, just to tease her. Alright. And yes, I intentionally did that to see if she would try and pause it and see, but my camera's shitty enough, I don't think that's going to happen. And let's do this. Let's go to menu and make sure everything is saved real fast. And we're going to reset. I swear if that, like, for some reason... Okay, it didn't. Alright, I'm going to let that load up. We're going to kick up the other one. Okay. I guess I can adjust the brightness on this before I blind everybody with it. Alright, volume warning. I'm going to kick it up, guys. 3, 2, 1. So they're front firing. It's plenty loud. Okay, you will bug people in the room with this. It's plenty loud. Alright. It's a cell phone, man. Let's jump up. Do new game. We're just going to fire it off there. Keeping the volume up for a second just to listen to the beginning here. Let's progress that a little bit. Cue the fireworks anytime. Okay. Or we're just going to sit here at a black screen. That's never happened before. That's going to be an emulator issue, by the way. That won't be a handheld issue. Well, it really does not want to start a new game. It's just sitting here on a black screen. This is the first time I've tried this, though, where I have a save file and I'm trying to start a new game. And I have it fast forwarding right now. Okay. On the plus side, you got that button right there to hit that, pull up this menu, and quit. All right. If you're going to be like that, we're going to have to play a different game. Let's just kick up Donna Sorrow, but I'm going to lower the volume because I don't really give a shit about the music on Donna Sorrow. You already know I'm a Chrono Trigger guy, and I would prefer that music to be playing. All right. Get this. Okay, this screen will work. This is what I wanted. All right. Sorry about that. Like I said, first time I tried that, starting a new game while I have a save file. Apparently it doesn't like that. But that's going to be a drastic and or, more than likely drastic, but and or DOM launcher issue. All right, moving on. So, And I'm going to up the brightness just a little bit, guys. Is that too much? Not too bad. So, let's get a close up here. This is a Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus. Okay, so I was looking at the actual character there. Now on the menus they look pretty close, but considering the size of the A9 Plus screen, it does make everything look just a little bit blown out. It's absolutely a perfectly viable option for playing DS, and this one is running through Melon. But comparison, I mean, colors are almost dead on with each other. But this one, the images definitely look slightly clearer. Yeah, it's just because of how big this screen is. I mean, look at the hair. Look at around here. How you can see every little pixel because of the size. And here it's a lot more blended. It's because it's smaller, so keep in mind, bigger is not always better. At least I've always tried to convince my wife of that. Anyway, all right, so moving on to the actual regular DS Lite. Since these are going to be very close, definitely going to be way more clear on the MagicX 040. Now that's just because we're using, well, honestly, a cell phone screen here. So it's gonna be just way better. Now the screen size, here's your other thing you got to deal with the MagicX, is the screen on this is smaller. You know, I'm saying smaller, but I'm waiting for the people to jump in like, how is that smaller? But it technically is smaller per panel here, so top and bottom, than the DS Lite. But that helps with the image quality because everything's going to be a little more packed in. It's going to be a little more dense. It's going to be clear. So this is definitely doing it. So if you can deal with it being slightly smaller than a DS Lite, you're going to get a better image. All right, this is great. Now, I wish I could show you better on Chrono Trigger, and I can load up my Chrono Trigger save file and show you, because there's moments while I'm playing the game where the images get so clear when I'm moving across the screen, it catches my attention. I'll just be playing the game, I'll be lost in that fog, and I'll just get drawn out of it because I'm like, wow, that looks really good on this screen. It's amazing. It got me with that. The quality is all there on this thing. Let me kill these while we close this video out. Anyway, so consider, once again, I'm holding the volume button to turn this off. Damn it. All right. Like I was saying, once again, let's talk about this. Now, like I've said before, you guys know I've done nothing but attack MagicX and just tear apart all their handhelds. So I got this one to see if I was justified, or to actually put my hands on a MagicX handheld finally and see how I felt about it. I do want to say this, that everything I've said in the past about MagicX, now this is, I said I might have to eat crow. And I don't, because all that other stuff you guys did was bullshit. You lied to us, just blatantly lied, and you tried to cover it up. You tried to blame someone else instead of taking responsibility. That shit does not get forgiven just because this handheld is decent. You didn't lie to us about this one. You produced a decent product, and this is the path you need to stay on. The older handhelds, I have no interest in because I don't know what the hell else you lied about. I don't want to pick those up because I just don't know. I can't believe anything you put down. And one handheld out of the group that is exactly what you said it is doesn't mean your next one I'm just going to believe. I am going to be skeptical. You burnt that trust right out the gate. With that being said, this is the only MagicX product I would ever put my money on. This one. Have I used the 028 or the Mini, which the Mini is the one with the where they lied about the chips, or that bullshit XU10 that they started out their stuff with? Hell no. The XU10 was a horrific mess when it came out. It was a carbon copy of every fucking thing else that was out there, except it was more expensive with shittier everything. And then, like I said, moving on to the little mini M thing that you lied about. And then the 28, the only thing that was intriguing to me on the 28 was the color, that purple color with the white buttons. That looked clean, but I can't trust you. And I know a lot of people love that handheld. I have no faith in it, so I'm not even interested. You were lucky I took a chance on this one, and I did it because I like when something is specific. Like I said many times, I believe this is a direction that we should continue to head in when it comes to handhelds. We have plenty of handhelds that will cover all systems. There's nothing wrong with creating a handheld designed for something specific. And I'm not saying, I want one designed for PlayStation and then one designed for this, because the button layout eventually is the damn same. But stuff like this, DS, so you did this screen, wonderful idea. I would love to see an actual PSP Go recreation in the future. Do not overreach when you do it, people. You can adjust it. It doesn't need to play PS2. Shit, make a PSP Go that caps out at PS1, PSP. It'll save us money. It'll be cheaper in the long run. We will love that. Okay? It doesn't have to do everything all the time. Make it do one or two things very well, and we will be happy. Okay? So, MagicX, this was a good one. Now, do I recommend it to the Legion? Let's quickly talk about that. Okay, $75 plus, I think it was $10 in shipping, so $85. I feel like this absolutely is worth $85. This is that impulse buy range. I feel like there's $85 here. I do not feel like there's $100, to be completely clear. They got this price absolutely correct. Later on, with specials and deals and third party and whatnot, you might be able to get it for $60, and then it's a hell of a deal. If you want something like this for DS, and you're really wanting to focus on DS or MAME games like shoot 'em ups, yeah, this is Legion approved. Okay? Absolutely go pick this up. I really like the white. I was kind of second guessing that because maybe I should get the black one. Because, I work with stuff all day. I'm not always at my desk. I'm building equipment. My hands get dirty. I'm going to grab a white handheld. It scares the hell out of me with my DMG, but I've never had problems with that because I do clean the hell out of my hands throughout the day. Now, let's go back to the price thing. I got lucky with this and picked this up for $20-25, which you're not really going to get that on eBay or Mercari. Now, what you can do is you can land one of these for about $40, and it might be in decent shape. Now, you're going to have to wade through a whole ocean of the nastiest, dirtiest looking, got stickers all over it, everything's scratched to shit, this button's broken, hinges fuck. You're going to have to wade through all that to find one of these. And when you get it, because you're like, man, the body's in perfect condition, the screens look great, you're going to turn it on, it's going to be all yellowed. Okay? It's very difficult to run down a very good one of these. You're going to have to look for a refurbished one, which will move this to $100. Okay? If you're paying more than $100, $110, you're getting ripped off. I have came across I don't know how many shops that have them from $95 to $106. Brand new shells, screens, buttons, fully refurbished. Okay, so now you're $100. Now you're more expensive than this, and you're gonna get the screen quality from this. So this will still be a better screen for about $85 shipped. All right, you can move into the DSi category. Get a larger screen than this, a way larger screen than this. However, you're back at about $60 wading through trash. You could get a refurbished DSi. Once again, about $110, maybe $120, and you're going to get a decent refurbished DSi. Good, larger screens. The screens will be brand new or whatever. Here's the problem with refurbished is you're going to get those extreme rate shells, and I have heard nothing but how cheap and horrible those shells are. I have yet to use one because I have a stock one that's perfect for me, so that kind of worries me. Anyway, so 110, I'd say 120 max end for a refurbished DSi. So you're going to get a lot larger of a screen. However, the quality is going to be about the same as this DS Lite. All right. So the picture's still going to look better here because it's smaller, it's a little more dense. Now, I did forget to mention the original Fat Boy DS. You can get those refurbished for about $90, but that screen quality is just a joke. So don't, unless you're just a collector, whatever. And I do have a nice blue Fat Boy DS. The battery's out of it because I have the battery in something else. I can't remember. It was like compatible with a Game Boy Advance SP or some shit. You had to sand down some nubs off of it to get it to fit, but it worked. So I use that battery for something else. I need to replace it or else it would be here. All right. Now, last one, and I don't have it, but I am kind of shopping for it, is a DSi XL. I used to have a really nice one. I got offered a really good amount of money at a certain time for it. Once again, got rid of it because I'm not stupid. I'm going to make my money when I can. At least I don't think I am. So if you're shopping for a DSi XL, you're probably starting in the higher end. I would say $80 to $100, but you're starting where you did with the others. You're wading through all the yellowed screens, the scratched up shitty ones. Most of them are going to be DSi LL, imported over because they're cheap. Messed up buttons, triggers, it's all scratched as shit. You got to worry about the screens being scratched as shit, screen yellowing. I mean, these handhelds are getting old. However, you can once again get a DSi XL, a nice ass refurbished one. New shell, new screens, all of that. But you're putting out 150 to 170, and 160 is about that middle line I've seen. They look great. Now you can get an old one for about $90, and you can buy a new shell and do the work yourself. The new shells, I've seen them run for about $30, $40, but you're not getting a new screen with that. You know what I mean? You're getting new shell buttons on the screen, still going to be yellowed or scratched. So if you can find one with a fucked up shell but a great screen, then throw $30 on a new shell, pick any color you want, you're good. Now also keep in mind, if you're looking for a DSi XL refurbished, a lot of people are going to charge you extra for the yellow one or the green one because it was only exclusive here and you could only get the yellow one in Japan. And keep in mind, that XL was probably the typical blue one or bronze or burgundy, and they spent the money and they bought a yellow shell and shoved everything in it and then tried to sell you it as a special edition one. It's not. Okay? It's very, very unlikely that it's going to be a special edition one. Okay? Now, while we were talking about this, I was going to pull this up and show you guys this. And I know I'm wrapping up this video, guys. I'm sorry. We will discuss that in a second. But here you go. This is the one I ordered. MagicX 040. I ordered it straight from their website. $75 plus $10 in shipping. Like I said, absolutely worth it. Okay? Now this I want to talk about. My wife and I, we've been together a very long time. We've 25 years. I mean, we've been together a long time. We got 3 kids. We're both gamers. And she knows growing up, my fucking camera loves to try and move to the left when I have it up like this, so I gotta hold it, sorry. She knows Chrono Trigger was a game that meant a lot to me. And everybody in the channel, you know I've talked about it multiple times. It's one of the greatest games to ever exist. It is, like I've said to somebody in my comments, that was a masterclass on how to do a game. It still is to this day. Now, I've never beat the DS version, and that's what I'm now doing. The Super Nintendo version was the one, you know, something I love. Now, my wife the other year asked me what was, you know, because she started playing Chrono Trigger. She never got to finish it, but she asked me what was the party I liked to beat the game with. My party was always Chrono, Magus, and the Frog. Okay? For Christmas that year, she got me these three cutouts. They're sitting on a shelf. They're amazing. They're great quality. Not long ago, a couple weeks, she told me she got me a present, just out the blue. I came home, and she said that something she got me, her and the kids, they hid them around the house. And I had to find them. And I'm standing in the kitchen talking to her. Now, we have a pantry off to the right, and at the top, we got the two small cabinets above the pantry. Now, one of the little middle wood pieces is missing because I have children, and like the first day we bought our house, they ripped the chandelier off, and yeah. Kids are a nightmare. Some of you understand, some of you don't. Once again, sorry about the camera shaking. Anyway, so I'm standing in the kitchen, and I'm looking to my right towards the pantry is right behind my wife, and she's telling me that what they got me, it's multiple things, and it's hidden around the house. And then I notice above my wife is Ayla staring at me from the pantry. Super excited. Love my wife that she did that. She knows me so well. It means a hell of a lot to me that they did this. My kids had a blast hiding them, so I walked around the house and I found, you know, Luca and everybody around the house. Robo here, I looked at him like 5 times, and he is big. He's like the size of 2 of these together. I looked right past his ass like 2, 3, 4 times before I noticed he was standing on top of my wife's bookshelf. So I found them all very fast. Now, my daughter, I didn't realize that she had stepped away. She wanted to be there. So she got a little upset that I found them within minutes, and she didn't have time to come back out and watch this happen. I told my lovely daughter that I intend on beating the DS version of Chrono Trigger. And here's what we can do. I told her she could hide all of these for me. Once again, go hide them. And the 3 I find, which I made it 4 actually for a backup because people split off and go other places. I told her the 3 I find will be the team I beat the game with, knowing that Chrono has to be found first because I believe you have to have him. I wasn't sure with the DS version, so... But I let her know that if Chrono was necessary, like he was in Super Nintendo, then 1 and 2 would be, you know, the first 2 I found would accompany him. So they hit him, and naturally the first person I found was Chrono hiding behind a stack of plates. Then quickly found the Frog, which I was happy because now I'm 2 of 3 of my favorite team. Now this time they hit him very, very well. I was desperate to find Magus third. I did make eye contact with Luca and Ayla and ignored them, which, of course, my kids and wife were cracking up because they thought I didn't see Luca hiding behind a bookshelf. Like, I put my hand on her. I seen her. I was trying to find Magus. But Magus was hidden so damn well that I gave in and said, okay, Luca was actually the 3rd, Ayla was the 4th. So now I have to beat the game with Chrono, Frog, and Luca, which the team composition matters in this game. Because when they're together, they get combo skills. All right, I have a T-shirt, and I don't wear like T-shirts with stuff on them. I'm a plain, you know, color kind of guy. But I do have from Games Done Quick, the summer charity event. I do have an X/T-shirt with Chrono and Frog going across. I never wear it. It's just in my closet. I bought it for charity. I've had it for like a decade. Anyway, so now I'm playing Chrono Trigger on here. And I'm going to use those 3 to beat the game. My wife is currently playing it on a Super Nintendo Mini. But, yeah, it was fun. My daughter enjoyed it. And Ayla, of course, is my 4th back as a backup. So if I don't have Luca, I have her. Problem is, like I've told him, because my youngest keeps watching me play the game, and he's like, well, you have Chrono, Luca, and Robo. Dude, I don't have the frog back yet. He separates off early on. You got to go get him. So, anyway, sorry, guys. I know this took up 10 more minutes of me going down this story, but I like sharing my life with you guys, and this is what gaming is about. You should have this type of fun with it. And in my house, we love that. That's the fun we have. And for the person that asked me, should they play Chrono Trigger? If you're still watching this video and you're still watching stuff on my channel, why have you not started Chrono Trigger is the question. Read it. Don't skip the story. Watch everything play out. Go off the beaten path and start some side stuff. Really get into the story, and you will fall in love with this game. I don't know about the DS version. There's some added shit. If you've never played Chrono Trigger, please, please, please play the Super Nintendo version first. Okay? It's the original, and it's amazing. The closest thing to me to Chrono Trigger when it comes to this style of game is obviously Final Fantasy VI or Lufia 2. Now, Lufia 2 is just fun. It doesn't invoke any emotional response because the story is, it's okay. Final Fantasy VI has a great story, great music. Chrono Trigger still edges that out. It's amazing. So I beg you guys, if you have not played this, it'll change your life. And I was going through a lot as a kid, and this brought me out of my life. This gave me somewhere to escape to when shit was going horrible for me, and it means a lot. This will always be one of the best games, and yeah, no matter what, I will always recommend this. If you don't have something to play, get off your ass right now. Stop watching this video. Go grab a damn handheld. Go over to the Super Nintendo section. Fire up Chrono Trigger. Play it with volume. Do not mute it. The guy that did the music, and I've said this multiple times, he ended up hospitalized. He was working so hard on the soundtrack to that game, it almost killed him, and it paid off. One of the best game soundtracks ever. So keep the volume up. Enjoy the music. Listen to how it plays into the story and how the music changes with what's going on. That's how you can tell. I mean, this is your typical, you don't really see your main character talk all that much or really do anything. It's just from your point of view. The music is the emotional change in the main character. It's crazy. They just don't do it like this anymore. All right, guys, let's wrap this up. So, like I said, Legion approved. If you're looking for a good DS emulator, it's not super comfortable because of its weight, though. It negates that. You can use it. You can hold on to it for a long period of time. Battery is great. Picture quality is great. MagicX, you are, what, 1 for 3 or 4, whatever the hell, 4. The others are trash. But this one I fully endorse. Moving on throughout the week. I can't remember whatever the hell else I have coming in, but I got some stuff. I might let you guys check out the gameplay as I continue on Chrono Trigger. Really depends on how close the race is between me and my wife. I do have a viewer that's having issues with Next UI. I'm going to try and remember to bring my brick up tomorrow. I have a Next UI card still laying around. I'm going to pop it in. I'm going to see if I can't help him with that. So that might be the next video. Other than that, as stuff comes in, we'll do videos on it. As things happen in the gaming world, I'll cover whatever I feel like covering, and we'll go from there, guys. So, tell me, what do you think? Are you going to try the MagicX 040? I mean, it's ugly. Like I said, it looks like a drink coaster. I probably wouldn't want to display it with my other handhelds because it's fugly as shit. It looks like a ship from an arcade shooter, you know. Anyway. I mean, it is. It's fuck ugly. But hey, it's not bad. It's worth it. So let me know. Are you going to go for something like this? What's your favorite DS game? Have you ever played through or beat a DS game? Because I can tell you, it's a very small list of DS games I've actually played through. 0. Chrono Trigger will be my first DS game I've actually beat, I think. I'd have to look. No, I think I did beat another. I'd have to check. Anyway. So yeah. Also, is anybody out there actually going to start Chrono Trigger? if you have not played it and you're intending on starting Chrono Trigger, please, this is the most important one. Hit me up in the comments and tell me, hey, I'm about to start Chrono Trigger. I want to keep in touch. I want to know how it's going and how you're feeling and your take on the game. Please, let's have a conversation about it. This is why I need to get my fucking Discord up and going. Anyway, I'm doing what I do. Getting sidetracked at the end of a video. I'll work on that shit later, guys. But let me know. I really, if I can get just one person to play through this game and fall in love with it, I've done my job. All right, guys. My office is about to open, so I'm getting the hell out of here. I will see you in the next episode.